Hola, Hugo. We're just going to wait a few minutes for some more people to join us.
Okay, you got it.
And you are co-host, so I can go ahead and stop recording so that you can bring up your screen.
Okay.
I'm recording, so you should be.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Chicanx Latinx Student Success Center at San Jose State, we welcome you to our Pásale, time-sensitive academic advising session. It's a pleasure to have you all join us, and we have a very exciting presentation for you this afternoon, especially knowing that classes are just starting out, and some of you might still be looking for classes. You might be thinking about switching classes. Maybe you have questions around changing your major. This session in particular is geared towards students who are either thinking about majoring or are majoring in the College of Health and Human Sciences. And so I have the pleasure of introducing my colega, Hugo Mora-Torres, who's an academic advisor with the College of Health and Human Sciences Student Success Center, and he has prepared a presentation for you this afternoon. I encourage you all to use the chat feature if you have any questions along the way. We will reserve the end, a few more minutes at the end of the presentation to answer some of those questions, but please don't hesitate to ask those questions along the way. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Hugo Mora-Torres for the presentation. Thank you.
Yes. Can I just find, I think it's just Genevieve and Cristali that are joining us, or are there more?
There may be more folks probably coming throughout the
Okay.
presentation.
So Genevieve, what's your major? And then followed by Cristali.
I'm in kinesiology.
Okay. And Cristali?
I'm in social work.
All right, on. Okay. Thank you. So, so this is your college, College of Health and Human Sciences, and I'm an advisor there. I'm also the health professions advisor. And during normal times, this would be where you would come in for advising. The top picture is the one in Macquarie Hall. Macquarie Hall is the building right next to the brand new science building that's barely being constructed. And then the lower right picture is the one in the health building. Okay, and those are the phone numbers that you can call. There's always somebody manning the phones at either phone number between Monday to Thursday, 9 to 5, and Fridays from 9 to 4 p.m. So this is the stock presentation that we have for all general purposes like this. So the mission of our students of our Student Success Center is we're the center point of contact for all new and continuing students pursuing one of our majors to provide advising and academic support related resources to facilitate student success. You may or may not know this, but at San Jose State, we have a Student Success Center supporting every college. Engineering has theirs, business has theirs, College of Education has theirs, social work has theirs, etc. And ours for the College of Health and Human Sciences is called that. Okay. So we serve all our majors, and right now they are hospitality, tourism, and event management, kinesiology, nursing, nutrition, public health and recreation, and social work. And we also support students who are interested in changing to our major. So if you're not one of our majors yet, or if you know somebody who wants to change to one of our majors, they can make an appointment with us so we can help them transition into successfully changing into our majors. We do general education advising. So basically that is helping you graduate in a timely manner according to your timeline. In other words, the university wants to graduate you in 4 years, but if timely for you means 4 years and 1 semester, or even 5 years, you know, we try to not have you take courses that are going to waste your time, obviously. But that's one of our goals, is to have you graduate in a timely manner, but also in a successful manner. In other words, with the best GPA possible, with the best educational experience possible. Yeah, and if some students have challenges transitioning into university life, so feel free to schedule an appointment and tell us about what challenges you're experiencing. We will be happy to offer you some coaching, some resources. I'll refer you to the appropriate program or office if we can help you. We do academic planning. So in other words, we can help you pick courses for this semester, but we can also do an educational plan for 1, 2, 3, or even a graduation plan, depending on you, on how far you wanna plan ahead. Sometimes students have trouble staying current with their classes. They're falling behind. So we can also help you with some time management activities and tips. Yeah, it's a very complicated campus, and oftentimes we find students don't know of all the resources that are available to them. So we try to stay current with all the resources, any changes that might happen to the resources. So as you meet with us, we identify a need that you have or you weren't even aware of, we will refer you to the appropriate resources. San Jose State has some platforms, computer platforms built into your my SJSU, and they may be a little complicated. So it starts with my SJSU, but there's also your GPS, there's also your planner, your scheduler. Those are really cool tools that you can use to improve your experience at San Jose State. My SJSU is actually very vital for you tracking your progress, and also any GEs or upper division courses that you may need. Yeah, and if you're not sure what might be a best fit for you, let us know. We'll help you figure that out. Stuck. There it is. We already went over this. Okay. The only thing I didn't cover before is graduation advising. In many cases, we know the majors pretty well. We're not major advisors, we're GE advisors, but we know the majors pretty well. And I like to say we prepare you for your major advisor. In other words, we'll do 90% of the major advising. And then we'll say, look, now go double check this with your major advisor. Sometimes students feel more comfortable coming to us first because they're intimidated by the major advisors. The major advisors are professors. They're instructors in that specific field. For example, in social work, I think her name is Sheila. She's a professor. In kinesiology, you're actually assigned an advisor. If you're not sure who your advisor is, you can check in with Victoria Wilson, who's the administrative assistant for kinesiology. You can just do a search for, open up a web browser and type in SJSU kinesiology, and then her contact information will come up when you log on to the landing page for kinesiology. But if not, it's just Victoria Wilson at sjsu.edu. Victoria Wilson at sjsu.edu, and she'll assign you a major advisor if you don't have one already. So anyways, we like to prepare you for the major advisor because we answer all the itty-gritty nuts and bolts types of questions. And then we encourage you to go meet with your major advisor to get to know them, ask any more specific questions about the major, about internships, etc., about any kind of career questions that you may have. I mean, what can I do with, say, for example, kinesiology, a major in a specialization in rehab science or IPAC, or prep for teaching, or exercise and fitness, or sports management, or even for social work, you might have questions about the master's in social work program. In other words, what can I do now? What is the master of social work? How would it help me with my career, with what I want to do in terms of helping my community? Because many times social work majors are really interested in helping their community, and they're using social work as a vehicle, the tool to make an impact on their community. And so the major advisor would be a good person to chat over about that. And sometimes she may recommend that you consider doing a master's in social work because it'll give you the additional skills, additional training that you'll need to make the biggest impact on your community. So that's the graduation advising. Sometimes, you get into a situation where you're not sure which, you feel like a ping pong ball. You're going from office to office, life is kind of moving you around, and you don't know what to do. So sometimes there's policies and procedures that can help reduce that being moved around and shoved around by life. A classic example is when life happens to you and there's an illness in your family, or financial issues happen and you start going to class, or sometimes students get depressed or anxious, they have tense anxiety. So any of these types of situations that impact your academics, you start getting behind, you start getting poor grades in your class. And there's a policy called late withdrawal. In other words, right now the last day to withdraw from classes is 1 week into the semester. And so August 31st, Monday, August 31st is the last day to drop classes without a W on your transcript. But should life happen to you afterwards, something out of your control, and you start getting behind in classes, you start getting the grades you're not happy with, and you want to drop one class or all your classes, come and see us and we'll show you how to use the petition for late withdrawal. That's just one of the most common policies we use. But the thing about this one, you gotta have some kind of documentation. You gotta have a doctor's excuse, also supporting documentation from the CAPS, Counseling and Psychological Services, if you've been experiencing depression or somebody has been experiencing depression and getting behind. So in other words, there's a bunch of policies that we have to either be familiar with, or at the very best, have expertise with, so they can help you navigate San Jose State best. We as far as major course planning, like I said, we know the majors pretty well, and we could do 90% of the course planning, but then we always want you to double check with your major advisor. I have some, not all of our advisors have internship resources. I do have plenty for public, anything related to health, but basically we can also coach you on how to prepare for your internship, because every one of our majors has an experiential learning component or an internship. In other words, you can't graduate without doing an internship. So we can get you started on that as well. As far as graduate school planning, I'm the health professions advisor. So many of our students in social work, public health, kinesiology, do aspire to go out to graduate school. Some of them to become physician assistants, to become nurses, nurse practitioners, doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists. And we have a brand new one called audiology, where you get a doctorate in audiology. Audiology is when people start losing their hearing and they need hearing aids. It's a very quick 3-year doctorate, and it pays very, very well. And there's a huge, huge demand for audiologists. In other words, the audiologists that are currently in practice are retiring in large numbers. And so there's a big demand for audiologists currently and into the projected near future. So if you're at all interested in that, let me know, and we'll help you plan, or at least explore it. Let me see, I think that's it for this slide. We also offer tutoring, and we just got a brand new computer platform that is being used by other universities for virtual tutoring. And these are the subjects we tutor: anatomy, physiology, introduction to chemistry, introduction to health statistics, and general statistics, elementary statistics. Those are the courses that tend to give our students the most challenges, the students in our college. So that's why we offer this advice, tutoring resources. Oh, let me back up a little bit. We also hire, we also hire student assistants, either to be tutors or to work in our front desk. Right now we have 8 students that we've hired, and we train them. And that's another good way to make some good money. If you have, work study, or if you don't have work study, we'll still hire you. But keep in mind, if you're looking for a job in the near future, keep in mind our center for student assistants or tutors. So that's me. This is my niche. This is what I excel at. If any of you are at all interested in any of these professions, or you have friends who are interested, please refer them to me. Okay, come and see me. Even if you're not 100% sure, you're just gonna, what is physical therapy? What is audiology? What does it mean to be a physician assistant? I'd be happy to go over anything from the most basic question to, hey, I'm ready to apply. I don't know how to get started in a personal statement. I need, for example, for physical therapy, occupational therapy, physician assistant, you need patient care experience as part of the prerequisites for you to apply. And you say, how do I get that? How do I become a medical assistant? How do I get 1,000 hours of inpatient care in physical therapy? And you might not even know what inpatient care is, but I'll explain that to you. Yeah, so again, no question is too basic, no question is too advanced. I know it all. Come and see me. We work closely with Career Center, and Kristen Keller, whose picture is right there, she's our liaison. And we refer back and forth. She refers students to me, I refer students to her. And she's really good at helping you get internships as well as get you ready for the job market. Or if you're not sure which career is best for you, work with me and work with her, and we'll help you find the best place for you to start your career once you graduate. This is when spring hits or summer hits and we're back to normal, come into our physical facilities. It's a great place to study. We have study rooms that you can reserve. In the McCrory Hall, we actually have a little refrigerator where you can put your lunch in there. We actually have 3 of them, where you can put your lunch in there in the morning and then come in during lunchtime, pick up your lunch, microwave it, eat lunch, study for a little bit, then go back to class. That's only in McCrory Hall. In the health science, in the public health building, we don't have a refrigerator there. But yeah, it's a good place to just hang out and get some academics done or meet people and get some study groups going, etc. Now, this is how you make appointments. We have 2 ways. One is you can go through Spartan Connect. If you look at bullet number 1, you just you can type this address in there, or you can just go to your 1.sjsu and click on the Spartan Connect application, and it'll take you straight to Spartan Connect. And then you click on Get Assistance, and you can request me, you can request any first available advisor. Our availability is loaded up 2 weeks out into the future. So you can schedule an appointment out as far as 2 weeks down the road. You can also, if you don't like using that app, you can also call our numbers, 924-2910 or 924-8601 during those hours, and somebody will pick up the phone and schedule the appointment manually for you. For the next 2 weeks, though, in case you have like an urgent question, we do have drop-in advising. I'm supposed to be there right now, but I chose to be here with you guys because I think you guys are very important. But every afternoon, Tuesday through Friday, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we'll be doing drop-in advising. And you can call those numbers, and they'll tell you how to log in to Spartan Connect to get in the line. In other words, it is first come, first serve. So if you have an urgent advising question, for example, you have 9 units, and you need that one more class. You need to get to 12 units to get that full financial aid, and you're kind of scrambling, very desperate, and you don't know what to do. That's the type of question drop-in advising is for. I can't think of anything else that's urgent, or you need to drop a class, you don't know how to drop a class. Or you have 15 units and you think you might be overwhelmed and you don't know which class to drop. We can go over the decision-making process to help you, make your thinking a little clearer, and you can make the best choice for yourself. So those are the type of questions we handle during drop-in advising. But any kind of question like, hey, I'd like to make a 2-year graduation plan, that can wait for further, like 3 weeks down the road. Or I like to plan my schedule for spring. Again, that can wait for 2 weeks down the road. Or you want to explore a health career, that's one that I'd rather have, during a half hour or an hour advising session, because we don't want to rush you. We want to make sure to answer all your questions. So anyways, this is how you make an appointment with us. And if you have an urgent question, please, over the next 2 weeks, Tuesday through Friday, between the hours of 1 and 4 o'clock, we have drop-in advising. There's 3 advisors, and we're picking students off the line. In other words, you show up at 12:30, you sign in, you'll probably be one of the first called in right when we start at 1 o'clock. If you show up at 3:45, more than likely we won't be able to see you because we already have students who have been there waiting an hour and 15 minutes for advising. So please log in early. You can log in and do your homework while you're waiting, and that way, we can call you and you didn't waste your time. You were doing homework. Okay, so please avail yourself of that. We do have some events going on, so please follow up on social media, Instagram and Twitter. Okay, I'm done. I'd like to open it up for questions. And let me check the chat function. Stop sharing chat.
Hugo, can you clarify, and I stepped out for a minute, so I may have missed this in your presentation, but can you clarify some of the important deadlines coming up?
Sure.
The next week, we have our ad drop deadlines, and as well as clarification on the wait list, because there's been some changes with how long students remain on the wait list for any classes.
Yes, I certainly will. Thank you for reminding me of that. So the drop deadline, that means that this is the last day for you to drop a class without a W showing up in your transcript, is this coming Monday. August 31st. Now, after that, you can still drop, but it's going to be challenging. Okay, there may be a good possibility that a W will show up in your transcript. Now, I've seen situations where students, for whatever reason, just stop having interest in the class. They just don't go anymore, and they'll get something called a WU, which is just a plain old F. So if you're, what I recommend you do is you get all your syllabus for all your classes and map out, get a 16-week calendar, map out when is this chapter due, when is this assignment due, when is this midterm, and put it out in the 16-week calendar. And then you say, yeah, I can handle this. Or you realize, I think I'm over my head. I think I need to drop down to instead of 15 units down to 12 units. You want to make that assessment or anticipate that before Monday, August 31st at midnight, because that's the last day to drop. Should life happen to you and you need to drop after that, come and see us and we'll see which policy may best help you for that. Now, the other important deadline is the last day to add. You can add a class all the way up to Tuesday, September the 8th. So if you're looking for a class, try to get that class as soon as possible, because the deeper you get into the semester, in other words, you may ask a professor for an add code on Monday, September the 7th, one day before the last day to add. And the professor may say, no, you're already too far behind. Okay, so don't feel like they absolutely have to give you an add code or let you into the class. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you still need a class, you're trying to modify your schedule, do that this week. Do that, but this week, because the professors are starting to ramp up. They're starting to speed up their lectures, the material they're giving you, the homework, the reading. And if you wait too long, they may feel it's too late for you to add. Still ask, okay, but don't feel like, yes, I'll just wait till the 7th and add for the add, to add that class or go talk to the professor. No, keep current, because I've seen that happen before. So those are the two most important deadlines. So the last day to drop is Monday, the 31st of August. And the last day to add, of course, is Tuesday, September the 8th at midnight. Now, as far as because of COVID-19, we have a much different waitlist process than in past years. So I don't know if you guys are FROSH or transfer students or have been here a while, but and the way it's working this year is that the waitlists are still active. So in other words, if you signed up for a waitlist before the semester began, you're still on the waitlist. In the prior years, the waitlist would have evaporated, would have disappeared Sunday before the semester started. But now the waitlists are still active till Thursday, August 27th, so 2 days from now at midnight. There could still be movement. There's still a chance that you can get off the waitlist and into the class. So, and you probably won't get an email from the professor saying, hey, you're in my class now. It's up to you to check your MySGSU and your schedule. Because all of a sudden, whoa, I got off the wait list for KIN 159, and I'm in it now. Okay, I better start going to class. I better start doing the assignments. So yes, it's really up to you that if you're on the wait list, check it daily. Check your MySchedule, your academic schedule on your MySGSU daily, because you may get off the wait list and into the class right away. Now, if you're trying to add a class in the olden days, like last semester, when the semester started, you would have to ask the professor. You would ask the professor for an add code or a permission code, saying, I'd like to add your class. Can I please get an add code or a permission code? The professor would give you like a 6-digit number, and then you could use that to log on to MySGSU, enter that code, and then you would be enrolled in that class. But nowadays, because of COVID-19, you can, if that class is open right now, you don't need an add code. You can just go on and add it. And this will be in effect all the way up through August 27th. Okay. Actually, I think it's in effect all the way up through I'm not sure about that. Let me see my email here. It's really confusing. Okay, so yeah, so starting Friday the 28th, if you want to add a class, you'll have to ask the professor for a permission code by emailing them. And many students don't know how to find a professor. The easiest way to do it is to just open up a search browser, Google or whatever your choice is, and type in SJSU and the professor's name. You find the professor's name from this class schedule, okay? And you type that in, the name into the search Google the search box, and it'll get you a link to San Jose State and where the professor's email address is listed there. So just write them a cordial email. Say, hey, I've been sitting in your class through Open Canvas, and I really would like to add that nutrition 8 class, or whatever class you're trying to add. And my name is so and so. Here's my student ID number, and if there's room, they'll give you an ad code for that. Again, you get that ad code, and you plug it into when you add a class, and that's it. Press enroll, and you're in that class. So I think those are the 3 main important dates, or the 4 main important dates: the last day to add, the last day to drop, the last day for the wait list, and when do you start asking for permission codes to add a class.
Thank you, Hugo.
Thank you. Questions?
And we can actually, Elisa, at this time, we can actually stop recording. And I believe